Golf's no different from hockey. Requires talent, self-discipline.
Golf requires goofy pants and a fat ass. You should talk to my neighbor, the accountant, probably a great golfer, huge ass.
How do you measure yourself with other golfers? By height.
It's a very, very special honor.
I'm Paula Creamer, and you're listening.
Well, we're waiting.
Hi, this is Martin Cove, a.k.a. John Kreese from Cobra Kai, and you're listening to
Quiet Please.
Let the word go out from here across the land. Let Daddy Noonan approve.
Hi, boys. Nice day for golf, ain't it? Quiet, please. Oh, you got secrets, eh?
Hey, this is Shooter McGavin. You're listening to the...
Hey, you guys. Hey, we're trying to have a podcast over here.
Greetings, fans of golf. Once again, Quiet Please, the Golf Podcast. I am Alan Q, and every week, our panel of golf industry experts, we try to bring you the men and women that shape the game. And when I say shape the game, literally, we're going to be shaping the game with one of our guest co-hosts this week. I am joined, let's see here, Mr. Media himself and instructor of the junior generation, Mr. Brendan Elliott.
Good evening.
He'd written like 200 articles in the last week. Every time you turn around, you find a Brendan Elliott article someplace. Buddy, I hope you find your dad.
Hey, I know you. It's Santa. I know you. I'm ready to celebrate. I brought some.
Know him.
Oh, I've got some syrup. We're celebrating.
Syrup, nice.
Boston, now bourbon, now maple syrup. Baldessari, good to see you, my friend.
It's the season.
'Tis the season. Don't be that guy. He's Andy Hydorn, golfing savant from Houston.
Yes. Looking forward to this hour-long show.
I am really looking forward because the last is our friend and golf course architect, golf course manager, golf course. Robert McNeil, you may almost have as many titles at the end of your signature line as Mr. Elliott over there. Well, welcome to Quiet Please, the Golf Podcast.
Glad to be here. Guys.
I am excited because we talk every time I see you up in New England, we talk different design ideas. As you saw in some of our promos leading up to this, we also urge people to chime in. We are on, we're on LinkedIn. We're live on LinkedIn tonight. Nice. We're also on Facebook and our YouTube channel. If you have a question for anyone on the panel or Robert, you always wondered why that bunker is on number 13. Now's your chance to ask the question. We're going to go all the way from sketch pad to final putt. But before we go any further, let me see.
Are we going to be singing tonight?
Beep, 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 beep.
There's no singing, but what there is, we got to jump right to this. What do you got, Andy?
Groundbreaking news that just dropped about 2 hours ago. Brooks Koepka is separated now from the Live Golf League. There's no real word on the path of entry back to the PGA Tour, but it's official. Brooks Koepka is no longer part of the Live Golf League, and more importantly, the Smash team. Wow. Pretty crazy news. I think this is somewhat. I mean, if everyone's going to be honest, this is somewhat devastating to Live Golf. I believe
the first crack in the dam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Without question. I mean, clearly one of the top three guys in their stable as far as personalities and gate draw. But Robert, any thoughts?
Well, I think the Live Tour has done pushed golf in an interesting direction for sure, but it definitely took guys like Brooks and Dustin Johnson and others of that level to even make it happen. And now that, there's a breakaway of one of those high level guys, I'm not sure how that's going to impact the rest, but it's quite interesting.
That's a blast from the past. Did you hear Dustin Johnson?
Yeah,
we haven't heard that name in a long time.
Right. You know what I was watching today? I was watching the 12 Days of Scotty on the Golf Channel, and there was a match between Dustin Johnson and somebody. I said, geez, when's the last time he played on a PGA event? And there he was.
Yep.
So that it's been a while, right?
This would almost go to this. We shift gears here, Bobby. How long ago was it a DJ grounded his club at Whistling Straits?
Oh, that was.
Oh wow. Is that 20? I remember when David Price, the rules official, had to go up and tell him the bad news. Is that 2015?
I was going to guess 16.
Doesn't that seem? I mean, to Robert's point, doesn't that seem forever ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is. It's almost a decade, which is crazy.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
But I mean, we'll do a quick Google search on that. But
I think he must have been on the naughty list back then.
Yeah.
You know, while we're on the live topic, when Cam Smith was contending a couple weeks ago in Australia, it was bittersweet because we've talked about this many times before, but I loved watching that kid play.
Yeah.
And to see him up on the leaderboard, especially in his home country, it just made you want to see those guys more often than just, 4 times a year or whatever, or if you slip past whatever network Live is on and you check it out for maybe 30 seconds. But this could be devastating for Live. I mean, they're not going to ever fall short of money, that's for sure. But if there's a route back for Brooks, some of these other guys might start looking at what they can do.
Yeah. How about 2010 for DJ at Whistling?
Wow. That's really wow. Jeez.
And how about Mito hanging it up?
That's the other part of the live news, like crazy. I mean, like when was that PGA at Southern Hills? Was that 2019 or 21 or
that was
19 or 21?
Yeah, it was recent. It was reasonably recent.
I mean,
that was JT, right? JT winning.
That was
JT's
win.
It was 19, I think.
But the interesting part about that is, I think Joaquin Niemann left the PGA Tour because they're both Chilean, and I think they enjoyed spending time with each other. And when Mito left, I think he pulled Niemann with him. And I've been saying this for years. I thought that one of the more disappointing defections was Joaquin Niemann because he was young. He had so much ahead of him. He had so much promise. And I wonder what this is going to do to him, because he clearly stated that, he was homesick and he liked to be able to travel with his friends from his home country. And I wonder what this is going to do to him.
Well, I mean, the Niemann, obviously, I've always said that Cam Smith robbed us of his talent, and I won't forgive him of that because that kid was on a heater when he decided to bounce. So that's unfortunate. I guess good for Brooks. Going to be interesting to see how that works out. Are they going to open arms, welcome him back? I want to ask the next question with a little look back, and I want to ask our guest co-host here, because Robert, you do a lot of alternative golf designs. We talk about that all the time. What's your take on TGL?
I think it's got about 2 more years in its existence, is that's my take on it. I don't think there's enough variety there to keep the eyes on it. I think it's interesting. I think it's new. It's exciting, but there's not enough. I don't think there's. I'm just being honest. I don't think there's enough there for the long term or the long run and the investment on that type of a product. Especially the singular green. What's fun is the designs. Those are kind of cool. I've talked to a couple other architects that have been involved with TGL designing those golf holes, which is certainly out of the box and fun and unique, but you don't really see much of it. You see the hole as you tee off, and then you're on that revolving green. And it's all up to the players to make it happen at that point and to get the crowd excited. So I don't know. I think it's just another extension of the game, which is great. More eyes on the game, which is great. But I don't know what it has for legs. I don't know. Hard to say.
What would you think it would need to have legs? Would there be anything that you could think that you could add to something like that to make it sustainable, or no?
I don't know. That's a massive investment that was made in that type of a product. If there was some level of reality to it at the end of it, if it was outside under the lights and it was into a real, it's a hard thing to execute. And they've done a great job in creating as much variety as possible in a non-traditional way. But I don't know if you guys agree or disagree, but it seems tough to sustain that. That's the singularity of that green.
Yeah, I agree with that a little bit. I think they attempted to address that this year with the new green.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be interesting. I feel like they did get initially some really good response, some good viewership.
Mm-hmm.
We had Keith Stewart on last week from Read the Line, who's been pretty intimately involved with TGL, and his point of view was that they felt like they made some good strides. They're going to start to kind of push the envelope a little bit, and going against some other sporting events at some critical time slots, which I think could be make or break for them. But I don't know. I hear where you're coming from. I feel like this year is going to be more telling.
I think so. Yeah.
Bobby or Andy, either one. But I think the recurring thing I took away with Keith last week is just that, reading the line, the betting component of TGL, and how they're going to have to emphasize that aspect of it. I find it, I like the concept of it. It's a little indoor, outdoor. How could you maybe do that, or under the lights? That it'll be interesting. Equally, I also had a conversation this morning about the barriers to entry, as Bill Pressey shared the one day he was on our show, that the barriers to entry for simulators. So will simulators be on every corner soon in an oversaturation? Don't know.
It's happening now.
Absolutely.
I think Robert brought up a really interesting point that I've never thought about and never heard anyone else talk about, which is the actual design of the holes. You get to see the overview of the hole, kind of like the flyover.
Yeah.
And they're super interesting, but you don't get any other feel for the hole the rest of the play. So you'll have them hit shots, and then really all they're looking at is something that looks really far away, not very descript, and it's not very revealing what they're dealing with, opposed to that initial overview of the hole and some of the crazy, quirky, interesting designs that they have. But you don't get that all the way through the playing of the hole, which I've never heard anyone bring that up, and I think that's a great point.
It's probably great in person. It's probably great to be live there and be intimate with the whole process. I understand, just like any live sporting event, I would guess.
Right.
But, on TV, it shows a little differently.
With Gil Hans getting in there and doing a couple designs, from the design perspective, we all played golf as kids, and we'd sketch out holes and stuff. I'm sure we've all done that a million times. Robert probably more than a million times. But I'll be honest, like some of the quirkiness that you get on some of those, it just doesn't appeal to me, and I don't know if that might be a detractor. And Gil's Gil. He does amazing work. But you had mentioned about the design aspects. Do you think that's a turnoff for some people?
Not for the general public. I think the general everyday 25 handicapper probably gets pretty darn excited about seeing funky things out there. But more avid golfer may say, what are we really doing here? When the fairway's 10 yards wide, what do we, this is it's supposed to make it interesting. I understand that, and it does to a point, but there's a line. There's probably a line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think they walk a fine line between, digital reality and reality, right? And they're seemingly not tied to making it look like a golf course.
Yeah. I'm all for anything that puts eyes on the game of golf.
Sure.
Yeah.
If it does that, then I'm for it. But I don't know how long it's going to last. We'll see.
It's going to be Tiger Woods Golden Tee.
Yeah, look, you say that the Tiger Woods thing, and I think one of the main criticisms of TGL was, you're spending all this money, you've got all this viewership, primetime hours, and you have a substandard launch monitor that you're using. And that's been a pretty big criticism of TGL. You're not using Foresight or TrackMan, you're using Full Swing. And you saw last year, there were a couple of instances where there's some crazy things going on there numbers wise.
I think if you put TGL in the Sphere in Las Vegas, that would be something. That would be something.
Like, that would be cool.
That'd be the ticket. Yeah.
360, 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional experience where, it just blows your mind. That would be something to see. I tune into that.
Well, they're talking expansion. You never know.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see it going that way. It has that path. I can see that.
And before we dive into to things that you've got going, let's talk about other good theater, which is PNC. BE's favorite week. He loves the PNC. A little bit of a blowout this week. We missed Tiger. We missed Charlie. But JD is still there. JD's JD.
And his son impresses the hell out of me. I think he's got a legit shot of playing. I don't know to what extent, whether he'll be. There's a big difference between playing a year or two, because we saw Gary Nicholas play. And to Gary's defense, he almost won a tournament. He have a playoff with Phil. But I think JD the second could do something. And I wasn't aware of how good Kuchar's kid is. That kid's pretty talented.
On the JD thing, like, I was kind of critical of, not of him, but of everybody else talking about him 2 years ago. Like, he's a can't miss PGA Tour player, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? He's developed into a really top class amateur golfer. I mean, his record this year was incredible. Yeah. And I have such a love-hate internal relationship with his father. From the Callaway years and all the bad things that he did and he continues to do to himself. By all accounts, everybody says what a great person he is. With other people, with nobodies, and he's just it's hard to dislike him, even though he gives people a lot of reasons to.
Bobby, Robert, to Andy's point, they flock around his foursome every year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's JD. He's going to bring the people in. He's done some crazy stuff, so that makes people want to look like a train wreck and like keep an eye on things. I'm like with Brendan. I really enjoy this event, what it's for. I mean, because golf, this is what golf's about. You learn typically from the family member, extended family, whatever, and it's really special. And I would, part of me appreciates it's all championship players. They've won majors, but another part of me wishes this was a bigger event. I really do. It would be really, really neat. And it's fascinating to see the Davis love swing and Drew love swing, like to see almost all. I mean, Will McGee is lefty, Anik is righty, but other than that, there's so many similarities to the swing, the nuances, the idiosyncrasies the Kuchers. I mean, like, it's crazy. It's really, really neat to see that happen. And Will McGee is really coming along. That's Annika's son.
Will McGee is a talent.
Yeah, keep an eye out for him.
His team practices at the same course of the Winter Park team that I help out with, and he's a special kid. I mean, he's a sophomore. I think he's a sophomore. So he's had some up and downs for sure, but when he's on, I remember watching on the digital scorecard him rolling off 4 birdies in a row at one tournament. So he can play, and with his mom as a guide, I think he's another kid that could potentially do something.
Did you see that stat that there were no bogeys on Sunday?
Wow.
What, the whole field?
The whole field.
What's
wrong?
My goodness.
I did not see that.
How do you not? I mean, how do you pluck so many good players out of your family to not make a bogey on a tournament like that? I'm sure it's set up a little bit easier, but still.
But I mean, you got like 80-year-old Lee Trevino out there.
Yeah, no bogeys.
Pulling out for a deuce.
I gotta chime in because I saw this one on social. The Gary Player has a tryout amongst all of his grandkids.
That's right.
I like it.
To see who's playing with him. This
qualifier.
Excuse me. Qualifier.
That was if anybody hasn't seen that video that Trevino did at the end, that was a really powerful.
Yeah.
So
about 2 minutes.
So
I shared that video. It was so good.
But you get something like that every year, because I remember last year Podrick Harrington had a really powerful interview too, talking about how special something like this is.
Yeah, it was really...
For those of you that didn't see it, just do a quick Google search, because Lee Trevino talks about him being a troubled kid and finding the game of golf, and talking about how if he lived to be 150 years old, he can never repay his gratitude towards what the game has done for him. And we've talked about this before. There are people who have played this game at a very high level for a living that couldn't give a shit about the game of golf once they reach a certain age anymore. And right, wrong, or indifferent, I think Greg Norman's one of those people, right? But then you got your Lee Trevinos, who absolutely, and he said this in his interview, he goes, if I could live on a driving range, I would. He goes, he just loves it to the point of no return. And I just think that's such a cool thing about this game.
And it was pretty fitting that the Kuchers won in the fashion that they did, with everything Matt and his family's been through with the passing of his father. That was just pretty cool.
That's strong.
One other point for me on PNC, we talk about Will McGee, and he's my favorite part of this thing every year. But is there a better human being than Mike McGee? Like,
Mike's awesome.
Like from all things that you hear, I mean, like, he started getting emotional with the Kuchers after they won. I mean, like, this guy is as good as gold. I mean, what a great human he is.
Yep,
totally,
absolutely. I mean, Lee can't play more than probably nine holes anymore at this point, right? I mean,
he seemed pretty fit for what is he, 86?
Yeah, he's just out there hitting low wedges.
He's not Gary Player by any stretch.
I was kind of asking that question because I think this is the appropriate. Oh, I didn't mean to have that happen.
That's quite a segue right there.
That's
boom.
Sorry, Robert, I got to take that down, but that's, that came in hot.
That's okay with me.
We'll put it up there in the corner.
Don't put baby in the corner. Come on.
So, Robert, this is the opportunity, because you and I, again, we chat about it all the time. You've started this initiative. New England has a wealth of classic, great 9-holers. You did a great restoration in Connecticut. In Rhode Island of a Donald Ross. The inevitable question I think anybody wants to know is, like I did every time I played Finkbine out in Iowa in college. Why am I hitting 7-iron off the tee and 5-iron in?
Yeah.
Those were the perplexing questions. So again, if anybody wants to chime in, please do. Tell us about Club 9. Tell us about what you got going with redesign. Last I knew, you were busier than a one-legged man in a butt kicking contest.
Yeah, and that continues, and that's great. And knock on wood, because the golf business, as you know, is a roller coaster. I've been at it for almost 35 years now, and I've seen every high and every low. So, but I've always been attached to the 9-hole golf course. I think we talked a little bit, Alan, over the years about our my growing up at Whitensville Golf Club. Some of you may have heard of it in Whitensville, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Ranked by many as one of the 1, 2, 3 9-hole golf courses in the country, some in the world. And I grew up there. We played our high school golf there. I went to school across the Mumford River from Whitensville. In fact, I played there last week. I'm a lifetime member there at Whitensville. Yeah, so that really set the tone for my entire life in golf. And over the last, probably I would say 10 years, we've really kind of locked our sights on what the 9-hole golf course can be in the market now. And it's really coming to light. I think there's so many opportunities with the demographic in golf right now. COVID really obviously did a number on us. So we've seen how golfers now react to the 9-hole or alternate golf course product out there. And that's what Club 9's all about. It's a happiness brand that's built around the 9-hole or alternate golf experience, period. And there's so many opportunities, guys, in a lot of different markets. And I like to even make it the urban 9 or an urban golf experience. There's so many of those types of opportunities. And what you referred to, Alan, is Met Links, that we just redid the old Metacomet Country Club, which is in East Providence, Rhode Island. And that was pared down to 9 holes due to development that's going to be happening on the remainder of the golf course. Unfortunate, a great Donald Ross golf course, 1920. Loved it, played there many times, living in the area. But we had the opportunity to create a great 9-hole golf course there, just restore the Ross pieces that were still left on the property. We added a couple of holes that were in the Ross style. And now we have what I believe is as good a 9-hole golf course in the country as there is, right there in East Providence. And it's kind of set the foundation for our Club 9 portfolio. And we're now partnering with other 9-hole golf courses to bring them into the fold of what you can really be in this demographic, in this market. And there's so many opportunities. So that's really what Club 9 is. It's more than that, but on the golf side, that's really what we're doing with Club 9. And we couldn't be more excited about it. And you guys have been involved in 9-hole golf courses, I'm sure, your whole life, childhood, and now. And it's there's less land, there's less maintenance, there's less everything, and it could be as good a golf course as anybody's going to play. So that's kind of where Club 9 is heading.
So Robert, when Andy starts to lean in a little bit like this, that means he usually is ready to chime in.
I'm going to say
that's when we all sit back and just let him opine.
Well, a couple of things, right? So you say Metacomet and Joe Benevento.
Yes. Yep.
Yes. My guy, right? He was there forever.
He used to work for my dad. He was the assistant pro for my dad.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Of course he was. All the Italian guys worked together. But so on the 9-hole thing, and again, I'm a Massachusetts guy too, but when I was in high school, I went to high school in eastern Pennsylvania near Allentown.
Yeah.
And I went to Southern Lehigh High School in Center Valley, Pennsylvania. And our golf course was called Tumblebrook. And Tumblebrook is a 9-hole Donald Ross golf course that if you ever set foot on Tumblebrook, you'd be like, what is this? Like, it is.
Yeah.
But it's truly a Donald Ross. The blueprints are in the clubhouse or in the little building, if you want to call it a clubhouse. But so cool that what you're doing and the idea. And I think about Tumblebrook. I think about, it was a Donald Ross, but you know what it was? It's where all of us kids, learned how to play golf. It wasn't exclusionary by any stretch of the imagination. It wasn't too difficult. You can see Donald Ross in it, but not to the point where it was like ridiculously difficult. So somebody at some point is going to recognize that there's a 9-hole Donald Ross course there and put a little bit of money into it.
I could give you a little update on that, Mr. Hydorn.
Please.
There was a foundation that actually acquired it a number of years ago that we're trying to restore it at one point. I do not know the latest update, but honestly, I eyeballed it myself. So,
yeah, it's again one of those things that, being a Northeasterner, like Donald Ross's fingerprints are everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Even in Coopersburg, Pennsylvania, behind the Laneco grocery store, you have a little 9-hole Donald Ross course.
I think anybody that's been in the business for a long time, like we have, and I'm with Christian not here tonight. I'm the baby at 50. But I grew up in upstate New York, played a mom and pop carved out 9-holer on their farm. And that's where I cut my teeth and first started playing. But then when I moved to Florida to get into business, I had a little stint at a private 18-hole, but I spent 13 years at the Winter Park 9-hole course. And it was just it brought me back to why I got into the game as a kid. And you can see it, the generational thing that happens at facilities like that, especially a Muni like Winter Park is. And we need more of that. We need much more of that. Not necessarily for getting new people in, although that helps, but the retention piece that Bobby talks about all the time. You can't go to a lot of places and have 3 generations playing together, but a 9-hole easy walk, those are the type of facilities that lends itself to that.
No question. Let me add.
Well, I was going to say, the 9-hole has a really, really bad stereotype of, it's 9 holes. It's not real golf. And it's so bad because there's so many great golf courses that play that same 9 twice. You're not going to break par, dude. It's really, really good.
Yep.
But it does, the time commitment works. And I played many 9 holes that you just tweak where you tee off from a little bit. It's an entirely different hole. People don't realize that.
Yeah, we've taken it to another level this year. We've created we own 1 golf course and we operate 3 others. So we have 4 golf courses under our management right now and growing. But this year we've created the Club 9 Tour. So what we're trying to do is present the 9-hole experience in different ways. So we own a traditional, Met Links I would call that a traditional 9-hole golf course, a little shorter. It's about 2,800 yards. Bristol Golf Park, which is in Bristol, Rhode Island, is a 9-hole par 3 course, which is awesome and fun. And then we're going to use Whitensville Golf Club as our third thing. So we're doing the 100-man knockout tournament at the Bristol Golf Park. It's going to have 100 players. You're going to play until there's 1 man standing. And it's going to be quite interesting. It's a par 3 golf course, 9 holes. Then we have the Derby at Met Links, which is an old tournament that used to happen at Metacom. It's a match play tournament. And then we're going to have the Classic at Whitensville Golf Club, which is going to be a best ball tournament.
Cool.
But I just want to go back to Brandon's multi-generational. I spend a lot of time at Bristol Golf Park at the par 3 course just because I love it there. And one day, and this is not uncommon for any day out there, but one day I followed a group around. It was a mother and father with a baby in the carriage, bucket in the carriage, playing the golf course, and the grandfather and the father walking the 9-hole golf course. It was so, I stopped him and just had to talk to him. Say, this can't happen anywhere else. This is only can happen here. And we're so proud that they came to our golf course and did that. But it's not uncommon to see that now. When we invite that, and there's not too many places you can go to do that. So that's what Club 9 is. It's that type of experience.
I love the little classics. These 31, 3,200 yard. And no, Andy, it's not because I can't hit the golf ball but 220 anymore. I like it because it's got the bumps. It's got the little mounds. It's got all the little different features that they put in back in those. I've had the pleasure. I've done an 1894 bank REO in New York before. I was involved with the one that went back. Actually, I think it was the third oldest course in America. It was like 1874. It's right here in Pennsylvania. So there's these cool stories out there of these little 9-hole properties that need to continue to be told or retold.
No question.
Yeah.
It's not even the historical thing either, because you're seeing it on Cabot and different destination places that are putting in these to do after a round and have a beer, and they're even putting the little stands on the tee boxes where you can put your beer and or a hamburger or something. So it's a trend from the standpoint of refurbishing and putting it out there like you're doing, Robert, but even I would say on that other opposite end of the game where they're still finding the importance of that type of thing.
I'm waiting for Robert to give me the cue card. Do I do this one at this point, or
you can do it? Sure.
It's all over top of us right now, but
looks like you did it. Looks like you did it. Well, this is breaking. Where's that breaking news?
Where is that breaking news? There it is. Breaking news.
Yeah. So in the same vein as our mission to bring different types of golf to the forefront, to bring variety and the different types of properties to the forefront, we've created an event called the National 3. And the National 3, the intent is completely to identify the best par 3 golfer in the country, period, on an exceptional 18-hole par 3. So raise your hand if you think you're in.
I think you need not look any further. We just found them.
Let's see if you meet our qualifying standards. So we're going to hold this event this coming fall at the Preserve, an 18-hole course I designed in Rhode Island. It's one of the only, one of the few 18-hole par 3 golf courses. It's exceptional. It's not easy. It's very beautiful to play. The greens are wonderful. The resort that it's on is spectacular. So we think we can really get some players out there. We want to really, we're saying, like, if you won the U.S. Amateur last year, you're in. If you won the Pennsylvania Amateur, you're in. So there's going to be a level of invitation, if you will, and then there's going to be a level of qualifying to get the best players on the property over the course of the weekend that we play. It's going to be a 36-hole, one day, 36-hole stroke play, straight up event.
How about the Texas Senior Amateur Player of the Year?
Player of the Year? I will say.
Drew?
Sponsors exemption.
Bob, we may need you to kind of guide us through this qualifying list. But it's exciting, and it's intended to expose different types of golf courses that exist out there, and the value of the par 3 golf course. That's really what it's going to expose, I think, to a lot of players, and how exciting that can be on a hole-by-hole basis. There's going to be hole-in-ones opportunities all over the place. There's going to be all kinds of different things happening on the golf course, but in the end, who's the best player?
So there's a really cool event that my friends, the Murphys, who own Garrison Golf in Haverhill, Mass. It's a 9-hole par 3. The longest hole is like 108 yards.
Okay.
Shortest one's like 50 yards. They hold every October what's called the World Open.
Okay.
And when I tell you the players they have playing this, like, I don't know if you know the name Nick Macario. Nick's one of the best amateurs in the country.
Okay.
He's won several Mass amateurs, and he plays in it, and a lot of people that are his peers playing it. It's not at a facility that's like, the Preserve, I would imagine. So, but it's so much fun for the guys who do play it. And I am looking forward to your event being, in a similar light, something that some of these really great players look forward to playing in.
Yeah, that's what our hope is. I mean, this
Yeah.
will be an inaugural event. We'll see what the response is, but there's already a level of excitement starting to build around it. So we're pretty excited about it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hey, Robert, do you take exemptions up to the North Pole? Because I won the Elf Championship 5 times.
Yes, you're in.
We play on really slick greens.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So, Robert, before Andy warms up the hot seat in preparation for trying to get a sponsor's exemption into the 3 National, what are you finding is the most work you're doing right now? What obviously there's not a lot of out of the ground brand new builds taking place, or maybe some reopenings taking place.
Yeah.
We're seeing that out there, but I'm assuming most clubs are calling you up. They're actually asking you to do restorations or what? What type of work are you really seeing right now?
Yeah, major renovations for sure. Major long range, short range. Actually, there's not a lot of long range master planning. It seems right now, guys, if a club comes to us that wants to do a master plan, within that same year, we're breaking ground doing a project. It's not like it's sitting on the shelf for several years before a project gets off the ground. So that's the market we're in right now. We're up at Haverhill Country Club right now. We're up at Bellevue, north of Boston.
Yo, no way.
Yeah.
What? You're at Hillview?
Bellevue, yeah.
What did you say, Bellevue or Hillview?
Bellevue.
Oh, Bellevue. Sorry,
Bellevue,
I grew up at Hillview.
Bellevue and Melrose, Bass Rocks and Gloucester. A lot of North Shore stuff right now. But a lot of major renovation right out of the gate. A lot of problem-solving stuff also, guys. Water, irrigation, build me a lake, build me a pond, find me room for something. And a lot of practice facility expansions or creations. And again, these unique small short courses within an existing golf course or an existing range or just extra land. Plenty of that as well. We are doing a new golf course, new short course at Owl's Nest Resort up in New Hampshire right now.
Yep.
We're doing the Hoot. It's 10-hole
Great.
course.
What's the name?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. That's starting construction in August. So we're doing it's a variety of things, it seems, right now, but no shortage of work.
I saw your plans at Haverhill.
Yes.
I know what's going on there. That's going to be fun. I was a member there for years. My brother's still there, and Todd Cook, who's their GM, is a good buddy.
Yeah, Todd Cook was. We worked with him over at Milton Husick. I just redid the place as well. Yeah, a lot of work in the market down there.
Be good to Haverhill. Be good.
I love that's a great golf course.
It is a great golf course.
It's a special big piece of property. A lot of good stuff out there. Yeah,
nice
we're
place.
excited.
Alan, is it getting hot? Is it getting warm in here?
It's a little toasty. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Bob must be really hot in the elf suit.
Yeah, not used to this weather.
No.
Well, Robert, it's time for the Quiet Please hot seat.
I was not warned of this, by the way, but go ahead.
Just select D for all above.
Yeah. So these are some quick fire questions. Give us some, first impression answers. And then I have a special extra credit question today, not just for you, but for the other 3 members of the panel too.
Okay.
Just teeing off in the first hole. What is your best 18-hole score?
70.
What's your favorite course you've ever played?
Royal Dornoch.
What's your bucket list golf course?
Cypress Point.
Who's your favorite golfer of all time?
Tom Watson.
See, I'm going to slow this roll down because this is the way you do the hot seat. You just answer the damn questions.
Yes. He is on point.
I know.
Can I tell you a Tom Watson story?
Absolutely.
We just blew it. But go ahead. We're ahead of schedule.
I designed the only golf course ever designed on the island of Manhattan. Okay. On Governor's Island. And who's ever watching this, if they know me, they've probably heard the story. But on Governor's Island, we designed a 9-hole golf course that could be played as 18 for a 1-day charity event. So it was only going to be played by 4 people for one day on 9 holes. There was 6 greens that played 18 different ways.
Wow.
And I designed it, and I was the only one that knew where anything was. So I had to walk with the foursome. The foursome was Tom Watson, Annika Sorenstam, Natalie Gulbis at the time was very popular, and our president Donald Trump. That was the foursome at the time.
Wow.
When Tom Watson arrived at the property, I picked him up at the ferry. So Governor's Island is an island off of Manhattan down at the end of Battery Park, and brought him to the makeshift practice facility, which was an old parking lot on the base. This was an Army or a naval base. And he stood there on a mat and hit a 5-iron. And I'm not kidding. I stood behind him. 7 shots in a row, hit a light post in the middle of the parking lot. Ding, 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 ding. Right there, Tom Watson became my favorite player.
That's awesome.
Among other accomplishments he's had over the years.
Okay, so moving along, what's your most cringeworthy look on the golf course?
Cringeworthy look.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I understand what the golf course looks like.
No. A person.
Like a buddy, someone showing up playing on Buddy of the Elf.
Yeah.
No,
Buddy the Elf, or someone wearing long socks, or
I just don't. Just people getting ripped and sticking golf clubs in the green. I don't like that.
There you go.
Because I've seen it a lot.
What's your favorite halfway house indulgence?
Well, let me add a new twist to your thing here.
Okay.
We have a drink that we've produced called Club 9. It is a transfusion. That was my drink of the day, and we've now created our own transfusion called Club 9.
Nice.
So I'm going to throw a little pitch in there for that too.
Okay, so let's go right to question number 6. What's your favorite post-round beverage? A hot dog?
Tanqueray and tonic, really, but Club 9 will do.
There you go. So you like to gamble on the golf course or just play for fun? I
just play for fun. I never gamble.
All right. This is the coolest question. It takes a little bit of thought. So you can mull this over, but quickly describe the best shot you've ever hit, time, place, and circumstance.
Second hole, Whitensville Golf Club. June 16th, 1981. 8-iron, 147 yards. A stylist 8-iron, if you ever heard of such a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Back then, right, Bob? Okay.
Yeah.
So a stylist, very hard to hit those clubs if you look at them today, I would think.
Yeah.
So the second hole at Whitensville, if you've played the golf course, is just a classic island drop-off, Ross par 3, surrounded by bunkers. Can't miss the green, period. But there's always a way to get on. There's a little hallway right between the front bunkers. Bounced 2 on the hallway, rolled up in the hole. I was 16 years old, first hole in one. It was great.
Nice.
In the club championship.
You know, the most interesting thing about that question is you would think that people are going to have to mull that over and think about it. Most people know.
Nail it.
Right off the bat.
I hadn't thought about that in a long time, but that's it. That's for surely it.
Yep.
Okay. What do you cherish the most about the game of golf?
Oh, you know what? What's happened in my life is my children are now part of our companies and our golf world and golf life. That's what I cherish the most now going forward. I didn't expect it, didn't see it coming, but it's here now. My kids love and play golf very well, and one of my children now runs our company. So that's just icing on the cake for me.
Bobby, you can't relate to that at all, can you?
No. I love that.
Yeah. Okay, now we're down to the extra credit question. This is going to go out to everybody. Okay. So which state has the best collection of golf courses?
I'll answer.
Go ahead, Alan.
Pennsylvania.
My home state of New York, even though I'm a Florida guy now.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
I will give props to New York, Pennsylvania. Chicago has some good stuff. There's some good geographic areas, but let's spend a few minutes and talk about Massachusetts.
Go ahead, Bob.
Well, I don't. I could belabor. I could go on and on, but obviously the emotions say Massachusetts. But I will give major props. Philly's got some great spots up in Jersey. I mean, there's some great. Philly. Yeah. Well, Pennsylvania is 10 times bigger than Massachusetts. They better have some good courses.
You look at Pittsburgh. You look at Philly.
But
you
half
look
of
at
it's
Allentown.
Yeah, but half of it only has elk.
Yeah.
Massachusetts, the Bay State punches up.
It certainly does.
All right, Robert, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going with Massachusetts. That's where I'm born and raised. That's and you can rattle off 12 right now off the top of your head just to get started the conversation. So, yeah, in the small area, I think they produce the most great golf.
By the way, another great 9-holer is Cohasset.
Cohasset, we played against Southbridge in high school. That was our other course that we played. That's not as good as Whitensville, but it's certainly good.
It's good, yeah. Okay, well, you survived the Quiet Please hot seat.
I was very worried. Thank you.
Acquitted yourself rather well.
Thank you.
Just because I like the background, I don't want to change it. We're going to go do it this way. BE 18th green or 9th green. Depends on how many you're playing.
9th green tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
3 quick things. First, congratulations to one of my students, Lincoln. He's a senior. He's getting a lot of college offers. He just won Player of the Year for the tour he plays in. Finished the season off 72-73, so had a strong showing. Next, I got a new series I just launched on Athlon. It's a PGA Spotlight thing I'm going to do. Try to do it every week, but PGA professionals aren't necessarily the best at replying to messages. So, but the first one's on Rob LeBritz. I love Rob. It's up, posted on Athlon in the golf section right now. And finally, a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone. We will be back though before New Year's, but a very Merry Christmas to everyone.
Mr. Hydorn.
Yeah. So, Robert, thanks for coming on. There's nothing I love talking more than about golf design, golf courses in Massachusetts. So I really appreciate that. One thing I'd like to say here tonight, before I came back for the show, we were on the back of the range at the club, and my good buddy Matt McNeil was out there hitting wedge shots, on the practice green. And Matt's gone through a pretty tough ordeal with some pretty aggressive cancer in his leg, and had a bunch of tissue taken out, and has been a trooper, just really, gutting through everything that he's had to make his way through. And honestly, to see the smile on his face as he's able to finally swing a wedge and, have that ball be jumping off the face and landing 10 feet from the hole and spinning right there. I mean, golf provides a lot of joy to a lot of people. And I think sometimes we might take it for granted a little bit. And I saw it in my buddy Matt's eyes tonight, and it was pretty awesome.
Bobby. Sorry, I forgot I had 2 Roberts.
No
excuse me, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Well, I'm gonna switch hats.
Attaboy.
Put on. It could be another 20 years. You're going to be looking at this again, another dynasty. But I digress. I wanted to echo Brendan and Andy as far as Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Happy Hanukkah, however you celebrate, in whatever way you celebrate. Hopefully, you bring joy this holiday season. We thank you, Robert, for coming on. I'm like Andy. I sat in 3rd, 4th, 5th, 8th grade writing. I had the best designs of golf courses I think have never been done. So I'm a closet architect-holic and all that. So we really, really love having you come on. This is great. Thinking the end of the year, my biggest memory probably is Rory. When you have history happen at the Grand Slam, winning all the majors, that came to mind. And then also if you're going to cheer for somebody at next year's Masters, you might want to think about Ryan Gerard. That dude went 20,000 miles round trip to someplace in the Indian Ocean to play a DP World event. He was outside the top 50, but if he finished in the top 4, he qualifies for the Masters. And that's one of the neatest things about golf is, he didn't get what's the word I'm looking for, sponsor, exemption or anything like that. I mean, that guy, he left, he finished tied for second, shot 22 under. He's 46 in the world. He'll be at the Masters next spring. So a feel-good story at the end of the year. There was something in his stocking probably coming Christmas for that guy. So good for you, Ryan Gerard. That's a really, really good way to end the year.
Robert?
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for having me on tonight. This was very special, very fun. I mean, you guys are awesome. I encourage anybody to listen to this podcast anytime it comes on. Happy holidays to everybody. Enjoy it. This is a little breather time for a lot of people in the Northeast in the golf business. So we enjoy these few weeks with our families and getting ready for the next year where we could be more excited for golf.
And I'm just going to echo the same that everybody else has said. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the time you spend it with your family, friends, family, near, far. Make sure to reach out to everybody. Share the season, share the spirit of the season, and get out and play some golf, because you should, especially on a Robert McNeil golf course.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays, everybody. Until next time.
Thank you, guys.